Mm, Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Thank you.
So this is I'm going to have a conversation with my former high school teacher, Evgeniy Anatolyevich. So Evgeniy Anatolyevich was my high school teacher. He was my French teacher and my, we could say, homeroom teacher. In American schools, homeroom teachers typically are the ones who are doing mostly administrative type of work for their students. But back in Kazakhstan, where I'm from, Evgeniy Anatolyevich was my homeroom teacher, but his duties were a lot more than the typical homeroom teacher in American schools. Evgeniy Anatolyevich, can you briefly tell us what your duties were in back then when you were my homeroom teacher?
Okay, I understood your question. What can I say about this issue? I remember very clearly in the Soviet Union school 25, 30 years ago, homeroom teachers could spend more extracurricular time with their class than they do now. Today in schools, there are a lot of reports of various types, which take up all the teachers' working and free time. Teachers prepare only for their subjects in order to conduct quality lessons, but there is almost no time left for the pupils, and this is a big problem of the modern Russian school, I believe. 20 years ago, if you remember well, we teachers organized very interesting competitions, meetings, quizzes, visits to the theater and museums of the city, and our students rightfully considered their school their second home and their teachers as a family.
Yes, I remember we also had parties even with you. We had class together, several parties with my class.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was a lot of fun. Okay, yeah, and I just want to clarify, by the way, your son is in the background. Okay, so yeah, so back then, I just want to clarify that when I was in high school, there was a Soviet Union and not Kazakhstan. It was a country was called Soviet Union, and now there's no such thing as Soviet Union. So now here's my second question to you. Can you tell us a little bit about where you grew up and where you live now?
Okay, I was born and grew up in Kazakhstan, one of the Soviet republics of the big Soviet Union in 1963. But in the year 2000, my family moved to the Russian Federation, where I continued to work as a teacher and sometimes as a translator on various international projects.
Yes, very good. Okay, my next question. Can you tell us what your education was and why did you choose to become a teacher?
Okay, in my hometown of Kostanay, I graduated from school and entered the Faculty of Foreign Languages of the Pedagogical Institute. It's like maybe now high school of the university faculty in Kostanay, where I studied French, German, and a little bit English. After 5 years of study, I got my teacher's diploma. You will laughing, maybe smile a little bit, but I remember how in my distant childhood, I gathered my neighbors' children at home and I taught them how to write and read and even gave them grades. Probably, I believe, this was my professional vocation. Maybe.
Okay, my next question is for you this. As a middle-aged adult, what do you like to do for fun? What are your some hobbies? Yes, please. Hobbies and fun.
Okay, for fun, but if you remember well, I can repeat it again, this issue. I was a very fun man. Every time I joked with you, I told you some anecdotes from school life and from of the general items. But for my hobby, maybe I can say I have always especially liked French music and songs performed by Charles Aznavour and Joe Dassin. You must remember this.
Yes, I remember those
Yes,
music,
and
French music.
I have a musical education in the accordion class, and I like to sing Joe Dassin songs. For example, Indian Summer, very famous song in the United States, of all over the world, Champs-Élysées, and others. I can safely say that this is my hobby for life. I never
Yes.
stopped sing in good company with good friends.
Yes, I remember. Yes, so you speak French very well. Just want to remind my viewers, anybody who's watching this, that you speak very well French, and then so you love French culture and French
Yes,
music. So,
yes.
yes, I remember that. Now, I want to ask you about your retirement plans. When do you think you will be retiring, and what are you planning to do when you do retire?
You know, I can tell you honestly, it's a very big tragedy for Russian people
Mhm.
because I was supposed to retire in 2 years when I'm 60 years old, but the Russian government carried out a pension reform 2 years ago, and now I will retire only at 65. That's why I must work more 7 years. I think that I can live up to this happy time and devote it to my family, my son, and my future grandchildren. But for the people of our country, I can repeat it. It's very big tragedy because it's a time of your life. How can I say? They stolen our free time
Right.
because it's really very sad. It's very sad.
Are you planning on doing volunteering work like you've done in the past?
You know, I continue my volunteer aspect of my life. Yes, you are right. From the 2014 after Sochi Winter Olympic Games, next my volunteer experience, it was World Cup of football in Sochi in 2018. And my recent experience, it was Europe Cup of football this summer in St. Petersburg.
Right. I just want
I
to
was
clarify that you were a translator working as a
translated. Yes,
translator.
we helped. For my task in general, it's my help for different people, Russian, foreign representative of different countries. I must help. I can help. I help them in any aspects, medical, maybe informational, but first of all, informational help. Yes.
So you're not gonna just not do anything when you retire. You're still gonna be busy.
Maybe.
Yes, I'm pretty sure
I
you
will be a silver volunteer. They people call the silver volunteer.
Yeah, you
By
will
my
be
age,
active.
it's very good for my age. Yes, I will
Yes.
continue to be volunteer. Yes, it's very interesting time.